Here's your winner and the
Might be my arrogance, but ain't nobody stopping me. That's how I go when you pay for them shows and you study that pimp biology.
Right. You know what it is. You know who I am, and you know, well, I hope you know what day it is. But in case you don't, it's Friday, August 7, 2020. And I'm not alone, of course. I'm joined by the beautiful, the alluring, the one, the only, Nixie. What's going on, Bluebies?
Hi.
How you guys doing today? Hopefully you're doing as well as we are. Well, we're faking it as well as we are.
Fake it till you make it.
Damn goddamn right there. God bless you, too. Riveters in the chat. Nixie's in the chat. Look at you pulling double detail. I'm so proud of you. And old school Matt. Konnichiwa, bitches. What's up, dude? All right, so there's a lot going on. Crazy amounts that's happened over the last week. Some little, some big. We got an ongoing story with Jake Paul, which I think most of everybody's kind of in still the speculatory mood. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Marty Jannetty, a wrestling icon of mine. And, well, I mean, not really him, but he was very important in wrestling history for me. We'll talk about that. Also, let me get the Pizzle Pack on by T-Pain. Free music for us streamers. T-Pain. All kinds of properly produced and shit. That's good stuff. I see you, PG555 and TKO Rising. Good to see you guys. So all of that notwithstanding, and there's devastating things. We've had explosions in the world. We've had COVID death rates starting to spike. All kinds of crazy shit. But maybe the most important thing, Nixie, is the release of what might go down as the greatest game in the history of anything. And yes, I mean Fall Guys. What the shit? What is Fall Guys and how did this happen?
Fall Guys is like, it's like Chibi Takeshi's Castle.
It really is. It's Wipeout. It's Takeshi's Castle. It's guts. I feel so much of Nickelodeon's guts in that. Like every competitive type of show that you could think of that is just wacky and zany and you get wet and fucked up, that's what they did. And then they added the cuteness of Animal Crossing and Pokemon and this vibrant color. I felt Katamari Damacy vibes, all kinds of shit. And then they make it a multiplayer, a battle royal in a live game show setting. So it's like you're almost in a Japanese game show. It's awesome on every level.
It's addictive.
It's so addictive. And the compilations are already out. Like, people are playing this in droves. It's been the highest selling game on Steam for, I want to say, like the last couple of days. It's breaking the servers. They weren't ready for how good this game was going to be, but I gotta feel like they must have had some sort of an inkling because they're charging $20 fucking.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of steep. Was it you that said that you get it free if you have PlayStation 1?
Yeah, if you got the PlayStation Plus, whatever that thing is, yeah. If you have, the
I mean,
PS4.
technically, then you're paying for a sub anyway. But
right,
I mean,
$20
on
like
Steam.
Game Pass. Yeah, $20 on Steam is big. That's
worth it though.
That's the thing. The game's complete. The game is good, and it's only going to be added to. The servers just weren't ready.
They were not prepared.
Now we lost our names today. Now we're all just, Bond villains, just random Bond villains, the henchmen. No idea who anybody is, but I don't care. I'm like level 7.
But it's so funny you say about henchmen, because my idea of what the characters look like is literally if Minions from Despicable Me had a baby with the masked guy from the Mario franchise.
Right. Or
because they've got the face of the masked guy, but then they've got the bodies of the Minions in weird colors.
They really do. I don't know. I can't even put my finger on why I love it so much. But here's one of the big reasons. There's not a set class for this game. You know what I mean? everyone's playing it. Of every color, of every race, my old ass is playing it. Augie and Bo Blacks are playing it. Everyone's streaming this game. Everyone is having so much fun with this thing. We kind of needed this right now. We needed a game that was marbles, but Mario Party and PUBG or whatever MMO battleground battle royale game you want to put in there. It's all of these, and Jesus, is it just so much fun.
Yeah, I could time sink into that game a lot of hours.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me, like, you know, when you were a kid and you used to like all rally around and sit and play like Mario games or platform games in general, and everyone would be like, there would only be one player, but you'd all feel the team spirit of like your friends all cheering you on and stuff. And it feels more like they've actually achieved a platform game that is multiplayer in such a grand level that it's so much more fun now, because you know that people are watching you and giving you that same spirit of like, you could do it, I believe in you.
We were all playing, like a whole bunch of us grouped together, and we were going in the games and competing against one another. You know what game I really felt it on, though, the most? The one that really made me feel the spirit of that whole thing?
What's that one?
The fruit. The fruit on the floor. Oh,
the fruit one. Oh,
yeah, the one on the floor, and everybody has to scurry to a little point on there, and everyone's jockeying for position. You can push each other off, and just watch everybody huddled together in a panic. It's just, it's awesome. I love it.
It's a frenzy.
It is, and I'll be playing it a little bit later on. So as soon as we're done, I'm going over and I'm playing it. I can't wait. If I can get in. If I can fucking get in, then I'm going to be playing. Jesus. So what's going on with you, Miss Nixie? That's my big thing at the moment. I am utterly addicted to Fall Guys.
Well, I'm going through something over here at the moment, and I guess a lot of the people in the UK probably are going through the same sort of thing at the moment. But they're changing the laws on painkillers over here.
Oh no.
And I thought this would be a really good topic for you, because like you've done really, really well with coming off of prescribed medication.
I was on a lot.
Like,
I was a pharmacy.
Yeah.
I pissed fucking all kinds of like green liquids, I'm sure.
Yeah. I made blue breast milk. Honest to God. That's why Bluebees is so funny to me, because when I was breastfeeding, because of my medication, it turned my breast milk blue.
Are you from Tatooine?
Yes, Dave. I am from Tatooine.
Oh, man, blue milk. Why, man? See, if it's fucked up, if I'm like, can you still make it?
Well, no. I mean, maybe if I was still breastfeeding, but as my youngest is now like 10, I don't think it's appropriate for me anymore.
I'm just saying, some people grow out of it. They grow out of it later than others. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
555 Mark Hamill. Where is this woman, and can I marry her? Sorry, go ahead. You're telling us something important. I'm such a piece of shit. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. But yeah, so I was gonna like sort of ask you like how you really coped with like the initial withdrawal and the come down, because this is something that's I can't believe that they're actually saying. I mean, I've read a lot of stuff about it, and they're now saying that what they want to do is they want to treat long-term pain, because I do agree that long-term pain does need to be addressed and actually looked at what the issue is, rather than just saying you'll be fine, just have these and chill out. Like absolutely. That is basically what they do over here.
Yeah.
So I'm all for like if they're actually going to like do all this like investigations and actually treat people well, but what they're planning on doing is people who are saying they've got long-term headaches, long-term back pain, long-term what was the other one? But this one pissed me off a bit, because they added endometriosis.
Endometriosis. Don't you know that shit's atrocious? And it is quite ferocious. Not as bad as mononucleosis. I don't know if that's true. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
But yeah, so they want to instead of subscribing instead of prescribing painkillers, they want to prescribe more antidepressants, which I don't think that's the smartest decision they've ever made.
You know, it's kind of like here we're gonna take you off of butter, but just eat a lot of chocolate. And we're gonna,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. So, as you guys know, I'm a cannabis activist. I think cannabis is the most amazing thing I've ever discovered when it comes to pain and pain treatment. And for those of you guys who do not know at this point, which I'm sure it's impossible for you not, because I talk about it all the time. I got hurt in the military. I was on all kinds of opioids and shit for years. I was bedridden for almost 3 years. I ballooned up to 525 pounds before I snapped out of it all. And I went cold turkey. I got rid of all of it immediately. I no more morphine, no more Vicodin, no more Percocet. I also got rid of many of the other prescriptions that I was on, and I just went through it. And it was stupid.
That must have been horrific. Like, just if I put my prescription in late, or it comes, or like there's a mess up with my drugs and it goes late, just the first 2 days, and I am so unwell, so poorly.
Horrific. That's not the right word. Abhorrently. I don't know. It's no, it was the worst thing ever. So here's my recommendation to you, my friend. You need to start now. You need to start cutting some of what you can out. If you can start reducing, if you can get it lessen, if you can remove 1 or 2 of them, whatever you're taking. I don't know how much you're taking. But you're already using cannabis. You're already using medical marijuana. So continue to use it. Find the strains. Talk to people who know. I want to link you up with Drew was sharing. I want to link you up with a couple of the UK people that I know that maybe they can help you out, because it'll take some time. And obviously the ganja is not the cheapest thing in the world, especially over there. But that's what I would recommend. You need to get as much of that out of your system now and prepare for this. Because it's hell. It's hell, Nixie. And you've got a little bit more grown-up kids. They're gonna notice. They'll be able to notice it. Mine, luckily, she didn't really notice it. So.
But I don't know. I just think that taking away one pill to replace it with another one just seems
stupid.
So stupid. So stupid. I mean, as someone who is on both, by the way, like I take high doses of painkiller. I take high doses of antidepressants as well, and some of them actually intertwine. Like things like amitriptyline actually treat pain and they treat depression. So I'm assuming what they're going to do is just put everybody on fucking amitriptyline and shit, because that's the go-to one over here.
Which is no good.
But I mean, when I first started them, they made me so tired that I fell asleep and I missed my alarm. Thankfully, my kids they're kind of resilient in a lot of things, because they've had to, because, I've always had to be. But my daughter was only about 5 or 6 years old, and I slept through her school alarm. I then only woke up at about 3:30 in the afternoon when the alarm went off again to tell me to go pick her up from school. So my 5-year-old was downstairs on her own the whole day and couldn't wake me up, and I couldn't wake myself up. I mean, that shit is fucking terrifying. And they don't help you with that. They do not help you. They do not offer you any kind of like support system or anything like that.
Figure it out. That's how they look at it. It's like
it's terrifying.
Oh, it is. It's horrible. But I mean, luckily you have a little bit of time to prepare. You can go through this the right way and minimize your stress on yourself and your family too. Everybody goes through it. It's not just you. They're all going to be able to feel the energy switch. That's why I'm saying, if you can, just load up on the ganj as much as you can, and it will help. It will help. It's obviously a lot of the effects of what you're going to get from the pain meds you're not going to feel with ganj, but it gets the job done.
Well, I mean, over here it's only really just sort of become very widely available to get CBD oils and balms and all of that sort of stuff, because I actually got it recommended to me at my pharmacy. The pharmacist said to me, this is all new out, but I think you might want to try it. And the CBD stuff really didn't help me at all, which is why I spoke to you and got some advice and everything, and decided to go ahead with full-blown weed. But I do wonder if they're going to do this, is the next step to legalize cannabis properly over here.
I think so. Drew has educated me a little bit. It's kind of been going that way. They're waiting for a few things they make a lot of money off of keeping it illegal. They just do. And I guess they're hoping that the dispensaries and stuff and the things they'll be able to tax on that will offset it. And until they get the numbers right, they're not going to. That's from what I understand, just a little bit. But it should happen. With all the success that the states have had with the legalization, it's got to be a good thing to look. There's no crime spikes in any of the states. Businesses are flourishing. Even through COVID, weed's still selling. People still need it. It's become a commodity.
It's keeping everyone chill.
Yeah. Can you imagine with as fucking wild and out as 2020 has been? Can you imagine if, like, Washington bugged out. They got weed up there. Can you imagine if they didn't? Oh, terrible. So, I wish you luck through it. You're going to get through it. It's going to suck shit, potato chip, but you're going to get through it, and I think you'll find a better balance. And once it's out of you, you're going to feel so much better, too. You're just going to feel...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been trying to find ways to cut back anyway, because I don't want to fry my liver. I don't want to live on painkillers, Like, I'm on such a lot of stuff, and I'm on a lot of stuff for other stuff, too. I mean, when I go to the pharmacy, I come out with a shopping bag, and that's not a lie. It's so funny, but it's not a lie.
Oh, I know. I get it. I'm not far off. So aside from all of our addictions in other ways,
that was a nice link. That was a nice link, wasn't it? We went from addiction in games to addiction to prescription medication.
It's almost like I know what I'm doing. It's crazy.
So then, now we should probably turn to people who are addicted to being dickheads and go to the Jake Paul story.
I love it. Look at that shit. She beat me to the segue. I love having Nixie. I don't have to do anything. Yeah, Jake Paul, he's dominated the week. Now, first thing I want to, before we get into anything, it seems, even with the drama alert, even with an influx of articles, there is still so much speculation. It feels almost
definitely.
All of it's unsubstantiated. I'm not even sure what 100% is official at this point, aside from the one clear link. And we'll get into that in a second. All right, fill me on what's going on with the Jake Paul situation currently, Miss.
Okay. So the FBI have raided Jake Paul's home. In I think it's Calabasas. And they've found, allegedly they have found everything from firearms to, was it a $200 million tax or something?
2 million.
Trying to find it in this list of things.
Yeah,
$2 million.
There's a $2 million. Well, allegedly, these are. We don't know if this. I don't even know if this one's official. The $2 million from the IRS. That was one of the things that were being thrown around as speculation. But so is ties to ex-girlfriends. So is this being a complete link to everything that happened in Arizona. Then you got the scumbag manager. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot.
So because I follow a lot of the beauty guru drama, because that is another one of my addictions. It's like when I look at their lives and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit better about mine now.
Right? Yeah, you can easily.
I'm all for the tea, as you know, because I'm British. And spoken Swedish anyway, but I saw someone tweet out 2 or 3 days ago about how the manager has already got a warrant out for him because of being involved in pimping and battery. Yeah, pimping. But I mean, this article that I'm seeing here, I think Fake linked it earlier, and it is the
insider one, yeah.
Yeah, it's the stuff that this guy has been doing is crazy bad, and it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's he put out a tweet. He said, if running from the cops shooting tear gas at us with no orders is a crime, then hashtag charge me too. So
yeah, he tried to get that trending. So
God, wow, he looks like a couple of people in my community. Holy, he kind of almost got my fucking big meatball shaped freaking head. Good Lord, never seen a picture of this guy before. He's got a Cro-Magnon look to him. He's not fully evolved. And he's 35? Fuck's sake, man. Why are you hanging around with Jake Paul?
Yeah. But
Jesus.
in 2013, he was already arrested for 20 counts, including robbery, kidnapping, pimping, and battery.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a
By
lot.
the looks of it, this guy just, wanted to become the next Hugh Hefner.
Or something. I mean, this is it's a weird story that I think is going to continue to go further. But all the stuff from the past doesn't necessarily mean there's anything that he's being looked into now. Like from what this guy's saying, he hasn't been charged with anything at the moment, and he's posting social media, so people know where he is. If he has an active warrant on him, why wouldn't they be acting on it? So I don't know. I'm just questions upon questions upon questions.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the problem with the Jake Paul stuff is because he is such a huge YouTube celebrity, which is unfortunate but true.
Right, God.
But it's a huge story, but there is no information, not real information. It's all speculation.
Right, it's almost to the point where you want to believe that it's fake because nothing has come out of real substance. Everything seems to be legitimate hearsay. Now, TMZ did talk to the actual authorities, to the FBI. Now, here's what I think. This is my guess, and from what I'm seeing, this seems to be the case. This all has to do with what happened in Arizona, the P.F. Chang's incident, and everything from that.
Yeah.
That seems to be the catalyst for all of this. Now, why that warranted a full-on army to go into his home in Calabasas, I could not fucking tell you. That does not seem to justify that use of resources, that use of force. It's pretty fucking over the top, don't you think?
Yeah.
So I felt that the tax thing made more sense because I was thinking about Mike Sarantino, a douchebag from Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
He got hit and he went to jail for a crime that there's been 17 other people who were convicted of the same crime. None of them did time. All celebrities, none of them did time. Or pseudo-celebrities, white-collar crime type stuff. None of them. He was the first one. He was the biggest name. And they made an example out of him. What if it has something to do with that? What are they going to do to Jake Paul's ass? This entitled, younger douche nozzle that just spits in the face of authority constantly. What do you think they're going to do to him?
Do you know what? I don't even know, because I think whatever he's done, he'll wriggle his way out of.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ooh, you got the slippery Jake Paul.
Yeah, because he almost has a bit of a cult following. Like if you watch, like, because a lot of his audience is supposed to be quite young, so they're very, very impressionable, and they're very, very, like, they will riot and they will start. And I think that they know that that's the repercussions they're going to do if they try to take him down. Yeah. So I think they're trying to find things to bring him down in other ways so that they can't just be like, people can't just riot on it. There has to be like something he's done against the government that's going to take someone like that down. I mean, there's this massive, and I don't think this has anything to do with it, I'm not sure, but there's been a massive thing about like beauty gurus, like people in general, big stars like Jeffree Star and stuff. They're all saying that there's a known thing going around in the Hollywood Hills at the moment about a child or a trafficking ring. And apparently so many people know about it, but they don't talk about it. And I mean, if you think of stuff like that, I mean, why the government would be more happy to go after a $2 million tax problem over actually investigating something like. So you have to wonder who's involved.
They got Capone for tax evasion. You know, they get you for what they can get you on. You know?
They will get you for something that you can't make disappear and make. Right.
Now, Riveter brought up a really good point, because I was saving this for the end of this whole thing, because this is the most severe of the things that are being alleged. And now a DA interviewed a young lady last night. She's alleging that the manager raped her, and she stated she filed a complaint with the police. I'm waiting for that to come out fully, that something with that. That's what I'm waiting for. That's the big one. Because if that turns out to be the catalyst, or if that becomes the focus, we're talking about a much bigger story. Much
yeah, definitely.
Story. And I do think this is going to turn into a big story. Whether or not Jake Paul goes down, probably not. The other guy, he seems like a dipshit. So more than likely, you know, he's going to end up getting fucked in the ass in prison at some point, hopefully.
Yeah, probably.
With
Hopefully.
any luck. So yeah, anything else there that we maybe, if anybody needs to jump into the Discord, anything that we missed on the Jake Paul, anything you want to add to it, you can come in and jump on now. Get it out of the way. We're gonna move through the rest of the topics that we have, the soup du jour, because I got one from my childhood we're gonna talk about next. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So if you see anybody into the in waiting to call, pull them up. So I couldn't find any documents printing. That doesn't mean it's not factual. No, absolutely doesn't mean it's not factual at all. It's not what I'm saying whatsoever. We just gotta wait until the whole story breaks out with it. That's the thing. But that, to me, that is definitely the most severe of the current crop of things that I'm seeing, because I think we all look, we may not like what Jake Paul did with the rioting stuff. He fucking up the PF Changs and going into the mall and stuff like that. But I don't think any of us want to see him necessarily go to prison over it. And as dumb as this kid is,
I feel like he was trying to make a point. He just made it very poorly, and
he's a nutsack.
It wasn't really anything that he,
He's a nutsack, Nixie.
It wasn't
Big
his
nutsack.
movement.
No, it was his movement, but goddamn it, he's 23-year-old white guy. Of course he was getting involved. Jesus.
I know, but he's just such a dickhead.
Oh, he's such a dick. Yeah, he's a nutsack du jour, no question. All right. Aside from that douchebag, we got something pretty interesting from my childhood. Marty Jannetty in the news. Do you know who Marty Jannetty is?
No, I don't. I was actually going to ask you.
Yeah, Marty Jannetty. Now you're British, and you guys do have a vaunted wrestling tradition, but you may not know all the people from the good old days. But I do assume you know the name Shawn Michaels.
I know of the name, but I don't know very much about him.
The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, arguably the greatest to ever do it, the greatest in-ring performer in the history of professional wrestling. Well, when he started wrestling, he was the tag team partner with Marty Jannetty. They were the Rockers, and everybody loved the Rockers. It's one of the most important wrestling angles in history. When Shawn Michaels turns on Marty Jannetty, it becomes an ism when tag teams end up breaking up, and because there's more value in one member of that team than the other, somebody's going to become the HBK, and someone's going to be Jannetty, and it's become a whole thing. The sad thing about Marty Jannetty is all the things that he's done to himself over the years to shoot any possibility of any fame and stardom or legacy of his own. He has struggled with mental issues, drugs, alcohol. He's arrested multiple times. Jesus. Well, all this is kind of the norm that we hear out of Marty Jannetty, and he has got a train wreck of a social media following. Anywhere that you can follow this guy on social media, it's an absolute train wreck. Facebook, because it's his most personal, is by far the worst. Well, Marty dropped a bombshell on us the other day. How much did you hear about this? Would you like to hear this fucking story? Good Lord.
Do you know what? I heard about this one, but I think that you will tell it so much better. So
let me try to become Marty Jannetty. Hold on, I gotta become. There we go. All right, now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. There we go. Whoo! I got the spirit. I got the spirit of Marty Jannetty. All right, let me put the chat back over there. Okay. Marty would write on Wednesday on Facebook. I never told no one this, even my brother Gino, because Gino would have killed him. And I didn't want my brother gone. Hell, he'd only recently come home from Vietnam. I was 13, working at Victory Lane's bowling alley, buying weed from a homosexual, but different word, much more offensive, starts with an F. And that worked there. And he put his hands on me. He dragged me around the back of the building. You already know what he was trying to do. That was the first time I ever made a man disappear. They never found him. They should have looked in the Chattahoochee River. Winnie, the girl in these pics, I likes you so damn much. Probably my favorite. But I promised myself way back then nobody would ever hurt me again. That includes you. I loved you, but you hurt me with your fucking Jamaican jealousy. You can go your own way. I don't need you. That was Wednesday.
Bum, 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 da-da-dum, bum, da-dum, da.
I was about to fucking start. We were about to get into a thing right there. That's about to become a whole goddamn thing. Okay. Fucking unbelievable. So if that was all we had, he did actually say Jamaican jealousy. There was no ad lib there. If that was all we had, that'd be one thing. So it appears that aside from, killing a homosexual drug dealer, he's also sending a very, very, very thick threat to a current girlfriend, a Jamaican lady, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
I hope she's Jamaican, otherwise that's pretty...
It gets even weirder. It gets even weirder. There's more questions upon questions at this point. So when this came out, it set the internet on fire. Everybody was talking about, did Marty Jannetty just admit to murder? What? So immediately people were going back and forth on was this anything? I felt it wasn't anything. I'm still not sure. We're going to get into more of what he says in just a bit, because the story does continue and it gets a lot more interesting, I think, at least. Because the wrestling bullshit journalists that exist on the fucking platforms, they made some phone calls to where Marty's from, down in where is it? I forgot where the fuck he was. God damn it! Obviously on the Chattahoochee River. But I can't remember the fucking town. Doesn't matter at the moment. They called. They didn't get a name to any of the police officers, none of the sheriffs that they talked to. And basically what they were told was this. Yeah, we'll look into it. But the story's from 1973 about a 13-year-old who is claiming in this story now as a 60-year-old man that he killed somebody in self-defense because he was about to be raped by a homosexual drug dealer. What DA is going to prosecute this?
Yeah.
They got to prosecute him as a fucking teen, as a child, as a minor. He did the crime at 13. If they were to prosecute, they'd have to bring a 60, at that point, 60-plus-year-old man into court to try. And there's nothing. He told a fucking tale. He could have said that he found a genie's lamp and he had 3 wishes. First one was to have a bigger dick. Second was to have $1 million, but buried in a place only he knew where it was. And the third was to have his memory wiped. Yeah, I think it was good. Anyway, there was nothing to it, I felt. And yes, as T-Maker says in the chat, but no missing persons report was from back then was found. Yes, not only that, but in that area where they were, there is no open murder investigations before 1980. Now, the other parts of his story did add up. The lanes, the bowling alley does exist. It did exist. I don't know if it still exists, but it was right on the Chattahoochee River. It was right on it. So there are parts and aspects of the story that could have happened. All right, but Marty doesn't stop there. Next, this.
Oh.
Yeah. This keeps going. So a lot of people are saying that there's some publicity going on with this, that Marty's trying to drum up some publicity. I thought it was weird to do it on Facebook, especially in the connotation of which he did it, which was an obvious threat to his ex-girlfriend or his girlfriend, whatever. So here's what he posted in response to all this. He made an appearance on Boston Wrestling MWF to clarify his comments. Here's what he says. I said he disappeared. I didn't say I killed him. I said he disappeared. The headlines were, Marty admits to murder. Then he goes on to recall the night. We used to make fun of him because we knew he was gay. It was known he was gay. He just never touched me before. We were in the car. He grabbed me there, and I was like, no. I have nothing against gay people. That don't bother me. Just don't force the issue on me. Wait. Rewind. We used to make fun of him because we knew he was gay. It was known he was gay. We used to make fun of him because we knew he was gay. It's known
he also refers to him as an F word.
Yeah, he also used the F word there. Yeah, big no-no. Big no-no grab there. Okay. No, he said. He gently fondled me. I wanted to get out of the car, and he got mad and angry. He jumped out of the car, grabbed me by the hair. I couldn't get away. He was dragging me to the back of the bowling alley and threw me to the ground. He was trying to pull my pants down. It was a brick laying there. What do you do when you're 13? I can't say he deserved to die, but he deserved to get his ass beat. When I was beating him in the head with the brick, I was only trying to beat his ass. I wasn't trying to kill him. Rewind. When I was beating him in the head with a brick, I was only trying to beat his ass. I wasn't trying to kill him. When I was beating him in the head with a brick, Nixie.
Oh yeah. With no lethal intent implied, but because that's where you hit people with a brick if you.
Exactly. An F word that may have given you some bad reefer, perhaps? I don't know. Can you imagine dragging a guy to a river and throwing him in and finding out on the news the guy is missing? Yikes.
Well, if you batter someone with a brick and then push him in a river, what did you expect to happen?
It seems like he watched I Know What You Did last summer, maybe a couple of those with Stand By Me in there. There's a whole bunch of movies it feels like he watched, and I just what is he doing? I don't understand. Now, apparently he's lining up talk show gigs and all kinds of stuff, so people are already calling into question. And the big thing is there are no reports of anything that they can find at the moment when it comes to any missing person report that fits who this guy was or anything. So
yeah, the thing is this story's got so many twists and turns that it gives you whiplash.
Right. Shyamalan's slow down. Whoa.
Yeah, right. The story of Marty coming to the cinema near you.
Right, Biggie. The guy woke up a few miles down the river with amnesia. He's living a new life with the wife and kids. That's right. And that man...
The guy woke up down the river and became Pennywise the clown.
We all float down here. Oh, I missed you. In the head with a brick. That's a paper cut I got. Sweet Chin music by Shawn Michaels, bitch. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, this whole thing is crazy. But Marty's crazy. That's the thing. Oh, Marty, you got to listen to me, Marty. He's crazy. He's absolutely out of his mind. It's sad, but here's the thing, too. Some people, and Fake Ass SWAT was one of them, who was very upset by this. It's like, man, wrestlers shouldn't be going through this. He's the minority now. Wrestlers, this used to be a lot more common. 15, 20 years ago, we had a rash of 40 to 50-year-old wrestlers who were dying. They were dying of drug use. They were dying of heart attacks. They were just going. And it was terrible to watch, man. And over the last, 5 to 6, 7 years, that's really started to slow down. One of the last ones that's really on my mind of note, Balls Mahoney. That was 5, 6 years ago. They're slowing down. And people are taking care of themselves better. They're watching what they're doing. They're not using these substances in the way that they were. And it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. But this is not as normal and commonplace as it once was. Marty Jannetty was probably going to end up a psychopath, whether he was a wrestler or a butcher, a baker, or a candlestick maker. What do you think, Nixie?
Yeah, definitely sounds like that. But I think because there is more of all these different movements and actions now with social media and stuff, that it's very easy to write a story and then have the internet blow it up for you and be like, oh, that's how you get the sympathy. But the fact that he did all of this, the reason all of this came out was to threaten someone, basically. So he gives you this heartfelt, and he touched me and he did this, and and I was only acting in self-defense, but I didn't murder him because I made him disappear.
He done touched my pecker.
But that's the thing. Like, if this happened, then it's very, very serious, and it's nasty, and it's horrible, and it's disgusting. And yeah, okay, the guy probably did deserve to get his head caved in and then thrown in a river. Right. But the fact that he's done, the reason this story has even come out is so he can threaten to disappear this girlfriend who's done him wrong.
Right.
That's setting off some red flags.
The moral of the story that he was telling was, bitch, I'll make you disappear. I've made this guy disappear, and I'm alluding to the fact that wasn't the first, that wasn't the only, but he was the first. Bitch, I'll make you disappear. Anime. If you die, bitch, I'll kill you. It's one of those situations. He got way too much Ike Turner. Got to be able to control your inner Ike. You cannot let that shit out. It will destroy everyone around you. PG says, how old is Marty? And he's 60. So, as much as I'd love to see a 60-year-old man dragged into a court to recount his tale from 1973, I just don't think it's going to happen.
It just sounds very much like a delusion.
Right.
Maybe a psychotic break kind of delusion.
Yeah. A flight of fancy. Who knows?
I mean, it's either that or he is genuinely trying to, like, that's what doesn't make sense, because one minute you kind of like, oh shit, that's really serious. I hope that didn't happen to a 13-year-old kid, like Jesus. But he's saying it so he can threaten his ex-girlfriend. Yeah. And he's also saying that he's murdered someone, but he didn't murder someone. He just made them disappear because I don't know what you expect when you throw someone in a river with a head injury.
I didn't murder. I didn't say I murdered him. What are you talking about? I just made him disappear. Country folk, man.
It just doesn't make any sense, and it's giving me like mental acrobatics to try and make sense of it in some shape or form.
I feel you. We'll get back to that in a moment. Teammaker, before I go spend time with my girlfriend, say what's up to the Boo Boo Bear for me. By the way, I got one question. Are you thirsty, Dave? Well, you know I'm always thirsty. I got the water, and I got a nice big vape rip to chase down with it. You know I got you. But remember, if you do it, anything over 5, you get to put a video into the playlist that'll play, but not here. I'm going to play it on Twitch after the stream. We will be going live on Twitch, and we're going to be playing Fall Guys. So thank you so much if you do decide to make me get all pumped up in this piece. Oh, wow. Look how my arms and everything are starting to look smaller.
Yeah, they are.
I'm really starting to notice this weight loss, Nixie.
Yeah, you're doing amazing.
I shaved. I went Chrome Dome again today. I was letting it go back just a little bit. And I was like, no, we got to stop that. And I'm really noticing it looks great. I'm loving this.
You got this.
Ooh, how low can I go? I think I'm already thinner than Tommy C. Tommy C, where you at, man? Get off of your goddamn vacation and get on a scale. I want to know the truth. I want to know where you are, bud. He's not going to get his ass on a scale. Not going to happen. What other stories do we got? If you guys want to get into waiting to call, feel free to do that. We'll take your calls, questions, comments, concerns, hopes, dreams, quick quotes, likes, loves, and all that. But until we do, Nixie, what else we got to ruminate about until that happens?
There seems to be quite a few fluff pieces that are quite interesting. There's a Mike Tyson one that you might enjoy.
You know I love Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is just, I love him so much. So much.
Apparently he's admitted to being scared, but to be fair, I kind of appreciate why he's scared. Oh. He went on a Discovery Shark Week program and went face to face with killer sharks.
He did.
I would be scared to be the shark, to be fair.
Hold on 1 second. Big fat daddy dono. I think that's a big fitty twan by my man Bandu. Thank you so much. Incredible generosity. Heavy on the acidity. That was incredibly generous. Thank you so much, man. No comment associated with. Let me go grab a whole thing of water real quick. I'm going to do a while Nixie's telling us about everything that happened with Mike Tyson and the shark, because that's the world we live in. Mike Tyson versus a shark. I'm going to grab some water, and I'm going to load my vape, and we're going to take this off to the next level. Nixie, entertain the people.
So Mike Tyson decided to do a show where he went and met some killer sharks, because why the fuck not? And he actually managed to go down there and come face to face. By the looks of it, from what I could see as well, it wasn't even like one of those ones where they're in like, you know, they usually get the bars and they're in like a cage. But this actually looks like he was actually just scuba diving with a kit, and like they're swimming all around him. And to be fair, that's not a small feat. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I think I would still be scared to be the shark, though, in that situation.
Right. It's Mike fucking Tyson. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Everything. Does anyone have a better second half of their story than Mike Tyson? I mean, like, ever since he got involved with pigeons, ever since he did his one-man show, which, by the way, I believe went to Broadway and won all kinds of fucking awards, he's been incredible. And then he's just doing more and more. And now he's full circling this, and he's going back to beating the fuck out of people with his motherfucking fist. But he's doing it with a newfound, I don't know, sense of everything. Everything he says is gold. It's all brilliant and beautiful. And, oh, I love Mike Tyson so much.
I love how he's described this event that he's done, though, is that he said that touching the sharks was like feeling one giant muscle.
Yep. Mike said something else. Oh, go ahead.
He said, I'm trying to make a comeback, and it's pretty nerve-wracking. I felt that the sharks would give me an upper hand in dealing with the fight.
Well, I think his 30 pounds that he's going to outweigh Roy Jones Jr. by is also going to help. But Mike said something. I know this quote doesn't belong to him. I'm sure that somebody else has said this, but I never heard it, and I'm surprised because I'm an ism guy. I'm a sayings type guy. But this, I love this. It's one of my new favorite ones. He said, man is not born humble. Man is born to be humbled. I love that.
Oh, no, I like that. That is really good.
So apt right now when we're all so goddamn arrogant and sure of ourselves. That's such a good saying. Man is not born humble, because Lord knows we are not. Man is born to be humbled. I fucking love that, man.
No, I like that. That's a really positive message when you think of all the shit you have to go through, but then who you become after going through shit. Like, that's the point. That's the journey.
Mike Tyson got fat for a while. He's been to prison. He's been knocked out in the middle of the ring by white guys. It doesn't get much fucking worse. Then he's come back and he does an incredible animated show with Norm Macdonald that gives me life. He's going to fight. By the way, do you know what this whole thing is with the boxing?
Not entirely. Is it a charity thing, though?
It is a charity thing, but they're doing more than that. It's the beginning of like a 12 or 16, 10-week program that he's doing. It's Legends. It's called Legends something.
Yes. We spoke about this last time because if you remember, I made that stupid comment, didn't I? About he's selling it for $50. Oh, that's a nice thing to do. And you were like, that's per ticket, Nixie.
Per ticket, yeah. But it's still it's incredible. It's the whole thing is insane, and he's signing all kinds of these legends that are going to come out and entertain again. I love it. And that's right, Leaping Lizard. If a man is not humble, I'll eat the children. I'm a giant. I'm going to eat his fucking children. Love Mike Tyson. All right, let me rip this thing. Thank you so much, Bandu, for the fat daddy love, man. I can't, especially right now. I can't thank you enough, brother. Have a good time with the girlfriend. This one's for you guys. I'm going to do a combo. Nixie, do something entertaining or go to another story, either or.
Well, the story above that one, which was actually P. Jizzle 2, was a man in Florida was bitten by an alligator and then also got chomped on by an 8-foot shark. I mean, what are the odds of that amount of unluckiness? But then again, I mean, if he was in... He's obviously putting himself in these situations, isn't he? So...
Sounds like his name is Dead on Dave. Oh God, I just hurt myself. Woo!
Oh man, are you more humble now?
I am much more humble. Teammaker says my favorite Tyson quote is "Every man has a plan until he gets punched in the mouth." Very true. Very true. God, man, have you watched Tyson fights?
I have seen some, yeah.
There's really not much like it. I mean, artistry. If you want to watch the artistry of the sport of boxing, like the real sweet science, there's two guys I'd recommend you watching: Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather.
I actually did study Muhammad Ali's fighting style because when I was doing kickboxing, our teacher for when we went to nationals actually gave us homework and like made us actually watch a bunch of old fights and stuff to study his technique.
I forgot,
especially
that
his
you
footwork.
Trained. Yeah, I forgot you trained. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, she's like fucking badass. You don't want none of Nixie. That's why I really got her here. Bluebees will fuck you up. You get too close to Dead on Dave, she's gonna take you down.
Yeah, no, he was the one that and Bruce Lee, because obviously we were doing kickboxing that was inspired a lot by kung fu and stuff. So we did a lot of it was like a mixed martial arts thing that we did, because we even did like Wing Chun and all sorts of really cool ones. And I loved that one because it's all about it was all about swift movements, but doing things like using their body force against themselves rather than relying on your own strength and stuff. Yes. So it was really, really interesting.
Learning how to manipulate your own body and your weight distribution, and most importantly, how to apply that to others, thus throwing theirs off. It's a great tool. I learned that early on when I was wrestling. I had some really cool instructors and senseis that I was just training in a whole bunch of different stuff. This is pre-MMA days. I just got lucky. I cleaned the apartment of this old lady who lived underneath me in Las Vegas, and her grandson was this well-known kickboxer by the name of Ben Garcia, and he ended up becoming a little bit of a mentor to me, and he hooked me up with a whole bunch of different people. Ben Garcia, when he got done with his days of competitive shit that he was doing, he got into a lot of the MMA stuff. I don't know what happened to him, but I just remember Mrs. Foreman. I remember his grandmother. It was just a really cool thing. So, got me.
It's a good example of doing something good and something good coming from it.
Yeah, and just learning all these different disciplines. And I never got mastered in anything, but I'm always the guy who just likes to learn a little bit about anything that I come in contact with. Just a little bit. I'll never know when I need to draw upon it, but I typically do. Gets me out of a lot of shit. But as far as technical boxing, in-ring maneuver, it just doesn't get too much better than Ali and Mayweather. But as far as brutality, savagery, precision, and maybe just... Oh, we got another little... What's this vibe?
Got off early, headed home. Here's to a cold one in my hand.
Give me a cold one. There's Riveter with a $5 donation, and Randy Johnson explodes a fucking pigeon. What are you doing, you stupid son of a bitch? I appreciate you coming in here with your dono. What? Thank you so much. I don't have any more water, but I'll spray this on my face like a fucking jackass. Thank you very much, Riveter, you stupid piece of trash.
So that's what I'm going to do to Riveter every time that he donates and shit. I'm just going to curse him out and hillbilly, redneck, stone.
When he swears at you, it means he loves you.
I love him, man. And Riveter's my man. I'm glad that, man, I'm so happy we added him. Anyone who didn't get added immediately, I hope doesn't take offense. I'm putting this together in waves. I'm figuring out exactly what I want to do. We got a really cool team coming together, but I'm seeing who's working and who's not, and we're getting some really cool fucking people, man. A really cool, massive group of talented motherfuckers, and I'm just very excited because you guys are gonna make me better, and that's the goal.
Revert has been working really hard over the last few days. I've seen him coming up with loads of stories.
Man, he's a goddamn machine when it comes to stories, isn't he?
He is.
He's churning them out. Just another one. He's our DJ Khaled, man. Another one. Love it. All right. So, we were just. I'm sorry, I went back to Mike Tyson. Where were we? I apologize, Nick. You're working hard to keep me on track.
I think we were basically going back and talking martial arts and stuff. So I'm always happy to talk about martial arts because it's It's not something I ever watched, to be honest, but it's something that I enjoy doing. So
I grew up with the movies. You know, I started with the movies. I watched Karate Kid. I was like, Ma, we gotta handle this. And here's your hat change, Riveter. I'm sorry I didn't give it to you already. We're gonna go Pikachu for you. I got obsessed with then like Sidekicks came out. Anyone who knows Sidekicks, give me a fucking hell yeah in the chat. If you've seen Sidekicks, Nixie, have you seen Sidekicks?
no, I haven't.
It's a movie with Jonathan Brandon, who was a up and coming teen sensation. He was going to be the next big one. You know, he was Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was in that group of these teen heartthrob type kids, right? So Jonathan Brandis was his name, I think. And he did one of the Never-Ending Story movies. He did the shitty Never-Ending Story movie, the fucking terrible one.
Right. Okay.
So he plays this as Oh. You wait, Team Maker. You want to get into Surf Ninjas, and we'll talk Surf Ninjas in a second too. But Jonathan Brandis is an asthmatic dork.
So me.
Right. But, oh, God, you're going to associate with this. You're going to totally relate to this. Oh, no, I can't make fun of it. No.
Well, you can go for it.
Oh, God, this is like this is how you got into martial arts, I guarantee. So he wanted to be like a big, he wanted to stand up to his bullies. And whenever he would have a point of conflict, he would go into like a dream and he would fantasize about Chuck Norris. And yes, Chuck Norris is in this fucking movie.
Amazing.
And Chuck Norris, he would fantasize him doing these wild ass fucking adventures, like saving his teacher, who's smoking hot teacher. Dad ends up fucking nailing, baby. Yeah. Yes, Dad ends up fucking piping her, dude. Right after her Tai Chi performance. It's amazing. This movie's incredible.
And give the nod of approval.
It's so good. So he's getting bullied around and stuff. So basically, they set up a Miyagi situation. His teacher, her grandfather, is a martial arts instructor. He owns a restaurant. So Jonathan Brandis goes in there and he starts training. Straight Mr. Miyagi style, but in a restaurant. Like, he literally catches dumplings at one fucking point. It's amazing. It really is great. So, the long story short, I know, too late, he ends up getting in a martial arts competition, and he has a rival dojo, but and it's run by Joe Piscopo.
Oh!
And he's all roided up at this point. Joe Piscopo is like shredded and roided up. And they actually get Chuck Norris to be on the team, the real Chuck Norris, to be on the team with Jonathan Brandis. And Chuck Norris is beating the fuck out of all these dad-bodied martial artists and shit. It is the funniest fucking stuff I've ever seen in my life. It kills me when this movie's on TV, I don't turn it off. It's so funny. It's something special. It's really good. Fuck, man. But I think that's definitely worth watching. You got to put it on your list, Nixie. You got to put it on.
I will put it on this ever-growing list of things that I have to watch.
Oh, it's a good one. It really is. So how did we get to that? Oh, yeah, the Last Dragon. PK, don't start me with fucking Last Dragon. Oh, don't start me with Last Dragon. Nixie, have you seen Barry Gordy's Last Dragon? We got to figure out how to do a movie night. We got to figure out how to put a host together where we can all watch shit, because this is not good. Bruce Leroy, he catches bullets with his teeth.
Well, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of movies that will be like unknown treasures to like you guys, that are the more like popular ones than the ones that we get, because we only ever get movies over here of yours when they're super popular.
True. Not as much anymore. Not as much anymore. You guys have open stuff.
there's a whole generation of 80s and 90s movies that we've missed where they didn't share.
I love British stuff. I love British comedy. I love British actors. I'm a huge Grant fanatic. I know, whatever. But I love all the greats too. You know, I grew up on Monty Python and all that stuff. So it's a pretty, it's cool to be able to talk to somebody and like try to maybe get you to see some of these movies so you can see some of the influences, because you know British comedy influences so much of English comedy at times.
Yeah.
Look at me sucking that British dick.
We are funny fuckers when we want to be.
Could be, can be. John Cleese is amazing.
Oh yeah, he's a national treasure.
He really is. Please God protect John Cleese. Ooh, Iron Eagle Riveter, I love you. Yes. That's a good one too.
That's another one I haven't heard of.
Louis Gossett Jr., man.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh no, you don't know who Louis Gossett Jr. is? We gotta introduce you to Louis Gossett Jr. Oh my God, he's great. He's a treasure. A treasure he is. Good God. All right. Any other stories that you see that we have to get to before we get out of here? I don't think we're having any callers. And I want to go play Fall Guys. I need my crack.
I don't really think there's a Bobak story that Riverta seemed to be quite interested in, but I don't know anything about that, so I would need you to explain that one to me.
This is a pretty good one. So there's a douchebag comedian who's taking shots at Bo Blacks, and they're shitting on each other back and forth. I'm trying to get to them. I'm elongating so I can go try to get to the story. I must find the story.
I mean, all I can see is a bunch of men looking like they're wearing diapers and like they've shit themselves.
This guy just takes runs at Bo Blacks for like no reason. It makes no sense. His name is Brody Fox. Zach James is his real name. Brody Fox from Yo Mama YouTube channel. And he just continues to go at Bo Blacks. So he got his plaque, and he sends out the picture of the plaque, and he says, when YouTube doesn't give you an award for reading tweets, but you get one for Yo Mama jokes. And this was a quote tweet in a response to Bo Blacks saying, all I do is read tweets on YouTube, which is within copyright law. You've been tweeting at me since May, and all you've managed to do is blah, 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 blah. These two are fucking, Jesus Christ, stop. Just fucking stop. Like, Bo Blacks owns this guy. Every time they scrap, it's not, I don't know if Brody Fox is mentally retarded or if he's just pretending to be mentally retarded, but if he is pretending to be mentally retarded, I have to say, he's doing a convincing job. So he continues on, and now I've lost it here. I'm trying to get it back. Bobax fires back at him. I lost it. God damn it. Nixie, you picked this one, and now I'm trying to find it back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So Boblax hits him back with, at least I'm not creating content where I put literal shit on myself. Because this guy did that.
I figured that was the premise of that.
Yeah, this guy has videos. Yeah, you know, if I have videos where I'm rolling around in shit,
I think we might need to have a talk.
Well, yes, I mean that aside, but I don't think I would be talking as much shit. You know what I mean? if I have something that damning, and I own everything I say. I don't give a shit. If I say something out of pocket, I own it. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't bother me. But I think if I was covered in shit on the internet forever, I think it would bother me.
Yeah.
In a diaper. And I have a mankini pic out there.
You do?
I do. In our Discord. Not our Discord, but not our research one, but I mean my Discord.
I'm going to have to find that one now.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And now there's been an artist drawing, an artist rendering of it too. It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh,
is that the Dave Award thing?
No, but that's me on Brock Lesnar's body, but thank you very much. I see giving me that extra credit.
Well, I did put your face on the rock recently.
I thought, you know what? I don't think that was that big of a stretch. It seems about right.
I mean, you look at that and you're like, that can happen. That can happen.
Yeah, no, I can't even eat the way I am now. I'm just dying. Valentine. All right. So yeah, Bo Blacks beats the shit out of this guy once again. Riveter says they are both autistic, no joke, and they both spurg. They are both spurgs. There's no question. But who doesn't love a good spurg, man? That's what it's all about. I appreciate you guys so much coming back on this journey. We're trying to get that on Dave Live, going more regularly. There really wasn't a reason to do too many shows this week other than just to do them. We're going to try to do a couple more. Sunday should be a really good show. I got a couple of things planned. Not really. I just made that up, but I'm going to figure it out because now I set expectations. After this, I'm going to be live on the Twitch. I'm going to try to get on as soon as possible. I want to grab some food, play Feed the Fat Boy, get my ass on Twitch, and play Fall Guys because I need to mainline this shit right in the vein. Right in the fucking vein. I need it. What are you doing tonight, Nix? Are you going to come play with me? You gonna come keep me company in my craze?
Pretty much. I usually stream on Fridays at midnight. Well, technically Saturday. I don't know, whichever way you want to look at it. But I usually stream at midnight. So if I'm playing Fall Guy with you, I might just start streaming and then see what happens.
Rockstar. Eric the Champ says, Twitch is shit. Stay on YouTube. Pay me. You're not even a member. We have memberships. YouTube fucked up and gave me memberships. Become a member. I'm going to do apparently just a chat with Riveter. Riveter is my one Mush Puff Elite. So he's going to get a private one-on-one whenever you want. One-on-one, I want to play that game tonight. Sorry. I
think you've had quite a few people as well that have expressed interest in calling in with a story every now and then as well. So that would be really fun if you can get that going too.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we
Don't be shy, guys. You can come into the call.
No, these bitches never come in. I bought 2 coffee mugs. That's all I do. Well, you need a little bit more if you want to make demands, motherfucker. You want to try to choose my platform, you better put me on a payroll, bitch. Put me on a payroll. I'll do whatever you want. But until then, suck my ass. That's really... I think we'll end it on suck my ass. I think that's a strong end.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much a strong end.
Nixie, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Tell them where to find you.
Thank you, everyone. I am on Twitch as NixieNex.
Go get her. See you later, Nixie.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. I want you to be here over on Twitch. Eric the Chump. Get your ass over there and watch me on Twitch. I'm going to be lighting it up with the most amazing game ever. Yes, Fall Guys. Be there or be rectangle. Thank you very much. Keep it copious, folks. Remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. A lot of content coming this way. Nick the Oreo conversations that I had on Twitch the other day. That's edited. That's going to be coming up real soon. Animators, maybe you can talk to me. Maybe we can get an animation of me and Nick or something like that with these conversations. Help a brother out. We also have a new Pokemon card opening video that should be close to finish as well. Lots of content. Watch it, absorb it, love it. Pay me, pay me, pay me. Buy my merch. Give me everything. I love you. Good night.